Hello everyone, this is Just a Dad. I'm going to do a review on this KitchenAid 3.5 cup food chopper. It's a KFC3516. You can get it at Walmart for about 50 bucks, but if you get a special color, it may run you up to 80. I'm not sure I would pay $80 for one of these, but $50 is about the max. So it does do a pretty good job. We're going to go over, so here's the lid. Now you may be wondering what this little indentation for. It's got a little hole in the bottom. And that's so you can pour oil in while it's chopping to kind of intermix it in with your ingredients or something, or some other kind of liquid. Let's go over the blade. So these blades are really, really sharp. And everything like this, the lid and this are dishwasher safe. And to get this off, you're just going to hold the base, turn it to the left, and it's going to come off. And this is like 3.5 cups. So this thing's really big and it's really powerful. Later in the video, I'm going to compare it to a really cheap Walmart $10 chopper. And they both do about the same job, but this one just does more and faster. So there's some things I want you to look out for. There's a little lever here that's going to come into play a little bit later. It's got a lever here for chop and puree. That's simply the speed of how fast the blades are going to go. In puree, they go really fast. So the base is made, this is made very nice. It's got nice grippy bottoms. That's what you want. You want this thing to kind of grip the counter. Yeah, it does feel like it's made very well. I think that might even be cord storage. Yeah. So if you want to wrap the cord up around the bottom, you can wrap the cord up around the bottom. It's got a heavy duty cord. It's just 2-prong. So the directions and everything kind of tell you to operate the machine like this. You're going to have the KitchenAid facing you and the chop and the puree facing you. So you're going to take the cup, okay? So the handle's going to be on the right side. You're going to put it in, and then so it's going to go down into a groove. So if it's sticking up, you don't have it in the groove. So just there, it's down in the groove. Then you're going to turn this all the way to the right. It's going to click. Okay, then it's kind of held in place. Then you're going to take the blades. Now you may have to turn it a little bit for them to fall down. There's kind of it's got to go all the way down. Then the lid. So if we look at the lid, it's kind of 2 parts. So it's the switch, and it's not necessarily the switch, but it's the lever. So that little button is going to push down on a lever through the handle, and it's going to activate the motor, because they don't want you, they don't want you being able to activate this motor with the lid off. So, but it's got some grooves. So we look at these grooves, and there's some grooves on the inside. So you've got to find those grooves. You got to start out with them. You can't start out with it like this, with it directly over the handle. You have to start out with it like this, kind of off to the side. And then everything's, like I say, going in this direction, counterclockwise. That's what the directions are always saying. So we've got that down, and we're gonna move it counterclockwise until it snaps. Now the snap is very lightweight. You don't hear it very much. And then it should. Now we've got everything installed. We've got it plugged in. It should operate. Okay, it did. This is the one weak point of this. This is a very nice chopper. It has one weak point. And I've got another video where all I do is address why your machine's not working. So if your machine's not working, it's off center just a little bit. So if this moves just a little bit, you can't press that down. And you're like, what? I've got it all installed. And you're like, what? Even if the lid is off center just a little bit, everything has to be off to the right in order for it to activate. It can be off just a little bit. It's not gonna operate. So that's the one major downfall of this machine. Other than that, it chops really well, and it does a really good job. So everything, it's got some slop, and that's so you're going to be kind of working with it, and it may get bumped over, and you're like, what the heck? It's not going down. Don't force it. That's a little bitty plastic piece, and it could break. So once you get your stuff chopped, you can lift it off. You could pour it out. No, you'd have to take the lid off. So if you turn the lid a little bit, it does open it up a little bit, but it's probably meant for take the blade off, take everything off, and then you can pour it out. It's got a little pour spout. So again, we're going to put it on. Start off here, click. Put this on, right about like in that position there. Click. Okay. So now I'm going to explain to you chop and puree. So there's chop. It doesn't change the direction or nothing. It's always going to spin one way. It's just the speed. So let's do chop. So that's pretty fast. But let's go to puree. So puree is really fast. And that's going to be the main difference. Okay, so now I'm going to compare how it chops things with this $9 Mainstays chopper. Now, of course, this one is smaller, but I'm going to compare the two. Okay, so one of the main reasons I bought it, so this is $10, and this is almost $50. This is the KitchenAid chopper. Now, it is quite a bit bigger, but it's got a fundamental flaw that I did another video on. So if you don't have this thing positioned just right, like if you're off just a little bit, you won't be able to push that button down, which won't be able to go down and activate that switch. So that has to be all the way to the right. So, but I want to compare. So this is a really expensive chopper, and I'm going to try it against this other chopper. So let's do some pretzels. Pretzels can be really hard to chop. And also this one I think is just overly complicated. So let's put some pretzels in it. And of course, I mean, this one's bigger, so it's going to be able to do more. So that is one advantage, but this one's just awfully small. It takes up a lot less space. So again, this one's pretty simple to figure out. This one, like I said, just a little tricky. So let's do the Walmart one. Ooh, really loud. Yeah, so they're doing about the same thing. So if I kept going, I could get them smaller. This has chop. Okay, so I went about the same amount. So, you know, yeah, the one on the right does get them finer, if that's really what you're after. Maybe that's because the blades are a little better. But this one did a pretty decent job. So I'm going to try some other stuff. So they do get them pretty different consistencies. So yeah, here's the more expensive one on the right, and there's the Walmart one. Okay, so now let's do saltine crackers. This is something where it seems like we're always chopping up saltine crackers. Okay, so I'm able to get quite a bit more crackers in the bigger one, but that's to be expected. And then I gotta make sure I line up this one. We'll do the Walmart one first. And we'll do this one. Yeah, this one's got some torque on the right. Okay, so I think the more expensive one is doing a little better job. This one's eventually going to get the job done, but I got some bigger chunks in there. So that's about the same amount of time. Let's pour them out and see how they look. Okay, that looks pretty good. Take the lid off. Take the blade out. You gotta kind of rotate it. So I'd say on crackers, they did about the same job. It's just the right one did it a little quicker, and you can do more cracker. But you ended up with just about the same result. So now we're going to do some cookies. We like to put cookies in our ice cream, so I'm going to chop up some cookies. Okay, so I had to eat a cookie. Sorry about that. So I've got the cookies in, and we're going to try it. So you can see this one's doing a little quicker job, but they're both doing the job. Sometimes it helps to pulse it so the stuff can settle down into the blades. Okay, let's pour it out and check it. Okay, let's do the Walmart one. Yeah, pretty good. And we'll do the big dollar one. Wow, about the same. Exactly the same. Just you can do a lot more of it. Okay, so the last thing I'm going to do is some peanuts. Okay, we're going to try the Walmart one first. Loud, very loud. Okay, you got to make sure it's all the way over to the right. Yeah, this one just does a quicker job. This one's going to take a little bit. Okay, let's pour them out and take a look. Okay, so first we'll do the Walmart one. You get some kind of stuck in there. And then let's try this one. So not as many stick in there. And it's almost, I'd say it's identical consistency. Just you can do more and faster. And it's not as loud either. Okay, so now I want to demonstrate pouring. So if you had to pour a little oil in there. I've never used a recipe where I've had to do that, but I've got it over on chop. I'm going to chop up these Ritz crackers. So as I was chopping, I'm going to pretend like this was something. I got just water right now. But I'm going to show you as I pour it in what happens. It doesn't do much with the cracker, but you get the idea. Is it drains out of there really slow so that you can put it in there while you mix. So let's try puree. So with the cracker, it didn't do a very good job, but maybe with some other kind of ingredient it would. But so when your stuff gets wet, it may stick to the outside, and then the blades can't really get to it very good. So I'm not sure how you would use that. So again, this is just a dad. This was a detailed review on this KitchenAid chopper. If you could leave comments down below, I can answer any questions. I check the comments often. If you've got any ideas for videos, leave them below. And if you could, please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching.